we wanted to honor one of our incredibly wonderful super activists who is also new to the PDA family. I met Valencia working on the DC statehood campaign. So that's a real big campaign. We're here in DC, and as all of us as progressives know, the city of Washington, D.C., all 650,000 people, have no voting representative and they have no senators. So statehood is very important to this city. And there are activists that have been working on this for years. Valencia joined me on the Hill letter drops. And when Valencia joined, we started going on some of our visits to Capitol Hill, not only dropping 50 and 60 letters, which is what I had been doing with Rick Sumner. We started being able to have 150 letter drops in a single days, because Valencia was willing to do 50 or 60 by herself. So I want to bring up someone who is new to PDA. We've been wanting to have a chapter of PDA in DC for decades. She formed one. And so now we have a presence in DC. We've got a local campaign to work on getting DC to be a state. Valencia also works with me on our end mass criminalization team. So without further ado, Valencia Mohammed.
Thank you, everyone. I can't even believe it. This was quite surprised. I was quite surprised when I heard that I was being honored by PDA. I was very surprised. I want to thank you all so much because, as Andrea said, I am new to the game. I'm a journalist, really by profession, and then about 2 years ago, I said, no, I want to be a free black woman again. I want to be able to speak my own mind, do what I want to do, when I want to do it. You know how it is after you turn 60. Really 50, but at least I'm 64 now. So I said, no, nobody tells me what to do anymore. I want to be free. So I chose to work with PDA. I had the opportunity really to meet PDA through Anise Jenkins. She's standing now. She is the director of the most prominent statehood organization here in the District of Columbia, Stand Up for Democracy in D.C., Free D.C., Statehood Now. And so she told me, Anise said last June, I think it was June of 2014, she says, I met the most incredible woman. You're never going to believe this. And this organization is so great. And after she finished telling me about PDA, I said, let's get on their bandwagon. So because I just wanted to see if PDA had a new thrust that we could put behind the engine of this whole notion of DC statehood. It was there. It was just a perfect match. And so I've learned a lot from PDA members, Steve and Bill in the backs. I mean, I've learned so much from a lot. And Joe Libertelli, I've been to just about everything they had at UDC. Sorry I didn't miss today, but I'm on the Hill tomorrow. But I've just learned so much. The one thing that I learned when there was a transition of the takeover, in the Congress with the Republicans, Andrea said to me, for us, it doesn't matter who's in office. Our issues remain the same. And so when we went to do the letter drops, the first time around, you got to see this. I mean, people who are on the Hill, Mr. Ivy, you've been there before, like, golly, their party is in power. So they're walking around, like a peacock. And she said, don't let it get you down. We're going to do this. And we had letters addressed to the Republicans. We didn't care who they were. The issue is this was not moving. This is a staunch adversary. She just had it all laid out very meticulously. And our group went out there and we delivered those letters. And the one thing we saw when we got in those offices, a lot of people are worried about the actual person who's elected. But when you get in there, you see ordinary people. Last year, the person I'm looking at was working for a Democrat who now lost the race. Now he's working for a staunch conservative Republican. I said, well, didn't I see you in Congressman? Hey, it's a job. It's a job. And when we got in there, we just said, all right, here's the game. Now we understood. You have to break it down like that. So no longer do we have any fear when we represent PDA, when we go into those offices. Through Andrea, Steve, and Bill, what we say is, and Chris and whatever, what we say is, this is it. We will go in there and we say, I'm here on behalf of PDA. Good morning. How are you? Good afternoon, whatever. And then we say, and could you tell me exactly who handles your issues on what? Gun, anything, just whatever, voters' rights. We'll say that. And they say, okay, let me look here. Let me see here. You know, I'm new here. I just got here last week. Let me see. Okay, up and down. Jamie, do you know who? Oh, look, I think I got it. Okay, Bill Smith. I don't want to speak to Bill Smith, but could you please deliver him this letter on behalf of PDA? And then we asked it to be signed in. But not only does a PDA letter, and many of you who are out there in the field, you already know, not only does it ask about one particular thing, but several different things. So before we leave, we know exactly, and the 90 plus 90, 90 for 90, he is right. Find out who the people are. So then we get a chance to see, we have 7 issues. We make sure that we have the cards or the information on each and every one of those legislative assistants who will be influencing the congressman or the senator on that particular issue. And we graciously leave. We say thank you. I love it when I go into a Republican office and they have 15 people there, you know, big Texas hats. I'm from Texas, by the way, born in Texas, raised in Nashville, Tennessee. And, you know, like they call me TNT, the Tennessee Walking Horse. Okay, however, let me tell you, this is no joke. And I love it when you go in there and you see these staunch conservatives, Republicans in those offices. And I come in there and I said, good morning, fellow Americans. I'm here on behalf of PDA, and all of a sudden, all eyes on Valencia and what she's got to say. I make sure that they hear the message. I'm not loud and boisterous, don't need to be, but they're listening because everything's quiet. What is she talking about? And who handles your statehood bill? Statehood? Yes, like we want to be a state like the city, like the state of Montana. Okay, so then they find it and they give us information and we share that. One thing I just want you all to know out there that are in here from other different states, that I got your back. We have your back because when we go into those offices, it's like every time when we get ready to go, I'm thinking about you out there in the fields because I know Andrea says, Valencia, and while we're doing this, they're doing this in this state and this city and that city and this county and that county. And when I go through those doors, I'm going there on behalf of you. And all of the citizens here in the District of Columbia who participate with us, they're going on behalf of you because we don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a hotel. We don't need to fly. We don't need to catch the Amtrak. Okay, we don't have to take the mega bus here. We don't have to do any of that. We're here. We can take the Segway, that costs like $5 a day. $1.75. I can catch 2 buses. I'm down here in less than an hour. We're here. We got your back. Just know you do what you do in the community. We'll do what we have to do on the Hill, and together we are a strong force. We can see a change. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Wait a minute. One last thing. Andrea, I think also that the D.C. Statehood also has a thing on there for that 52886. Do they still have it where they can go to sign our petition?
I'm borrowing it tonight.
Okay, it's cool. It doesn't matter. But she will give you instructions because DC Statehood also has a petition on the website that we'd like for each and every one of you to share, to share with your family, share with your friends, share with your enemies. Get them to sign our petition. And there's one right there. Denise is here. She's prepared. That's my fearless leader, doggone it. She's here, and Chuck is here with her. So she has the snail type we type. Just sign the petition right there for us. We don't want anybody to leave here thinking that they could not be a part of this movement. People listen to this. People in America help to free the people in South Africa. God help us out here in D.C. Thank you.